Stuart, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and why are you getting tattooed?
It's something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. I got my first tattoo at the age of 21 because my mum told me that I'd get thrown out of the family if I got one. So I took that as a challenge and decided to get a tattoo done on my arse, which I knew she wouldn't see. I actually told her about 10 years ago and didn't get thrown out of the family, fortunately. But she did, I guess, inspire me into tattooing. It was something that, having had my first one, I thought, do you know what? I do want to continue this journey. But things like tattooing not really being an acceptable thing back 20, 30 years ago, and not really having an artist that captured my imagination. Being an air traffic controller, it was not something that was probably seen as something that you'd want to be really getting done. But then for my 50th birthday, my wife and children, knowing that I always wanted to get a tattoo, thought, well, let's stop him buying an expensive car as a midlife crisis. We'll get him a tattoo. Unbeknownst to me completely, my daughter did a huge amount of research and came across yourself, Peter.
Why the Cornish Cross to start with?
I'm a proud Cornishman, although everybody will tell you that I was born in Devon, but that was because I was too big to be born in Cornwall. My mum had to get shipped over to the hospital in Devon. I just wanted to get something Celtic and Cornish done on my back. That's the side of it, really, is the Cornishman side of it.
And this guy?
Okay, so I was a lifeguard when I was down in Cornwall. Did a lot of swimming and that sort of thing. The sea is something that I'm very passionate about. Having seen some of your other bits, I thought, you know what, I fancy a sea dragon. And the blues and the greens tie into the sea and the roughness of it. I'm very much passionate about surfing and all of those sorts of things. So it all seemed like it tied in together. And then, of course, the Norse longboat on the figureheads, I guess, the sea dragon side of things. So that's where the inspiration came from.
Well, a little bit about the colour scheme. I basically showed you a sticker and went, I like these colours, can I do them on you? And you said, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very pleasing.
I'd say that the sticker were exactly the colours that I think I had in my mind myself, and it just tied together really, really well. I hadn't really thought about the golds and the oranges that were also included into there, but I think they really, really work as well.
Yeah, they give good contrast and gives it a lot of life. Yeah, I'd recently done the sleeve on Murray, so that's another video we have up. I'm sure there'll be a link on the screen for you right now, dear viewer, which is a very colourful red and orange and golden sleeve with a lot of god masks. And I've kind of gotten into this whole let's pack some colour into these tattoos. The Vikings would have had colour, so here we fucking are doing a lot of colour in my favourite colour schematics. So I'm a happy little pig in mud. So how do you feel about getting tattooed this late in life?
I think 50 is probably the new 30. So from that side of things, I think 50 is probably the start of the second half of my life. And I think actually coming out of COVID is another really, really good reason to go ahead and do it. Because it's opened up a whole new set of ideas and thoughts and opportunities that you probably wouldn't have had 18 months ago. And I've been trying to look for the positives that come out of COVID, and I guess one of the massive positives for me is being able to, because I live in the UK, I have better access than some of your other customers, and it's allowed me to get into your portfolio of ongoing projects, I guess.
Yeah, you did manage to skip a queue of 130 people on a waiting list. That's pretty practical. So you don't feel that your tattoo is necessarily like a classical midlife crisis or anything? It's just a thing?
Definitely not a midlife crisis thing for me. It's, as I say, it's something started when I was 21, and I knew I wanted to have another tattoo. My family knew I wanted to have another tattoo, hence why that I guess they pushed so hard to get you to take me on. It's something that I think definitely would consider doing for a lot longer. You only live once. You've got to go for it.
I do have a lot of clients that are older, wiser in years and everything, which in the beginning of my career, when that started happening, it was actually something that was a little bit intimidating to me, because spending time with people who had like twice the life experience of me is, I mean, a learning experience for sure, but I'm a blabbermouth and shit like that, and it's like socially a little bit scary from time to time. But as the years have gone by, I have definitely learned to, well, first appreciate it and now love it, because I mean, the fucking war stories I hear from people is fucking amazing. So I'm very happy to have adults getting tattoos, and I love the look on people's faces when I meet someone and they ask about like, what kind of people do you tattoo, and I get to tell them that, well, business directors and flight controllers and US Army commanders and crazy shit like that. People who have been around and do real heavyweight things in the world. Not that any job has more intrinsic value to it than others, in my opinion, but it's just interesting to see where people come from, what walks of life they're drifting in from.
I definitely say that's one of the major changes from when I was 20. Like you say, I think we were talking about it earlier, it was sailors and criminals that had tattoos, I guess, when I was younger. Now it's almost an accepted thing for anybody to turn up at an interview with a tattoo. It's just not a problem any longer.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I guess that's one of the other things from my perspective is about, you've got to try these life experiences. Don't limit yourself to what other people tell you should do. You've got to go and do it yourself.